The Galaxy S26 Ultra is expected to be one of the top phones of 2026, but a new leak says your experience with it might be different depending on something most people don't even think about: the chip inside. Even though all S26 Ultra models will use the same Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2 chip, the company that builds that chip might change how your phone performs. The S26 Ultra will likely come out in late January or early February 2026. Qualcomm is expected to power it with its newest chip, the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 2, but instead of getting chips from just one supplier, Qualcomm might use two. This is called dual sourcing, and it means that some chips will be made by TSMC, while others will be made by Samsung Foundry. At first, that might not sound like a big deal, but these two companies make chips in different ways, and that could mean some S26 Ultra phones might perform better than others even though they technically have the same processor. According to a leak from a reliable source, Qualcomm hasn't stopped using Samsung's version of the chip, so both versions will likely be in the final phones. The version made by TSMC will use their third-generation 3nm process. This is the same advanced process Apple will use for its A19 chip in the iPhone 17. TSMC is known for making fast, efficient chips, and most people think they're the best at it. Samsung's version, though, will use their newer 10nm process, which includes a design called GA or Gate-All-Around. On paper, Samsung's chip could actually be better than TSMC's because the smaller size and unique structure help it run faster and use less power. The GAA design also helps stop energy loss, which makes the chip more efficient, but there's a catch. Samsung has had trouble in the past with making chips in large numbers without defects. A low yield means more waste and more chances for problems. Samsung has improved and now reached a 50% yield rate, which is a big step forward, but many companies still prefer TSMC. In early 2025, Samsung had only 7.7% of the chip-making market, while TSMC had 67.6%. That shows how much more trust big tech companies place in TSMC. So what does all this mean for you? Well, when the Galaxy S26 Ultra launches, it might come with a Snapdragon chip built by TSMC or by Samsung. The version from TSMC could give you slightly better performance and longer battery life. The Samsung version could still be really good, but might not be quite as consistent. The good news is that Qualcomm is keeping prices in check. Even though the chip uses advanced 3nm and 10nm tech, the cost won't be much higher than the previous version, and looking ahead, Qualcomm might take this idea even further. In 2027, we might see two versions of the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 3, a Pro model made by TSMC and a regular one made by Samsung. For now, the S26 Ultra could come with one of two versions of the same chip. One is called SM8850S from Samsung Foundry, and the other will be from TSMC. So, when you buy the S26 Ultra, you won't just be picking a color or storage size, you might also be getting a different version of the chip inside. Qualcomm hasn't officially said anything about this yet, but if the leaks are true, it's something to think about before buying. In 2026, not every Galaxy S26 Ultra will be exactly the same even if they look like it from the outside.